Glenn got a haircut.
This is SportsCenter.
Artie, camera guy's working that camera. He thinks he's a young Scorsese with these shots.
I don't want to know where he's putting the camera next.
He's going to have to keep topping himself.
So we had 2 Game 7s on Tuesday night. The first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs came to an end Wednesday night with another Game 7.
Yes, Dan, and it is the final game of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And wouldn't you know it, the Carolina Hurricanes have forced the Stanley Cup champions to a deciding Game 7 in Washington. Alex Ovechkin has played in 11 career Game 7s, but the Caps have only won 4 of them. Joe Beninati on the call. Ovi picks up his 9th point of the series after a couple of great moves around Dougie Hamilton and Jacob Slavin before feeding Tom Wilson. Second period, Caps power play. Braden Holtby. Holtby gives up the huge rebound. Sebastian Aho cuts Washington's lead in half on a shorthanded goal. But despite the goal, Rod Brind'Amour not happy during a TV timeout. Brind'Amour is becoming more hilarious by the second. After the first shift, after that TV timeout, 3 Hurricanes failed to keep the puck in. It's an odd man rush from Washington. Yevgeny Kuznetsov scores. Restores the 2-goal lead. Here comes the bird celebration. Carolina refusing to back down. Brett Pesce's shot finds Teuvo Teravainen in the slot, and he beats Holtby. Aho lifts Kuznetsov's stick, leaving it for Teravainen. Beautiful play there. Lead once again to 1. 3 minutes into the third. Carolina still down 1. Jordan Staal will take the feed at the blue line. And this wrister will beat Holtby. What a snipe! Carolina erases the 2-goal deficit. We're knotted at 3 apiece. Still tied. Under 3 to play. Dmitry Orlov from the point. Mrazek a rebound. Tom Wilson. It gets through him, sits in the crease, but Brock McGinn dives in to knock the puck away. Oh, Brock McGinn. Overtime time. Double overtime, in fact. Justin Williams living up to his nickname as the shot is tipped in by McGinn. The Capitals' Stanley Cup title defense ends in the first round, and the Carolina Hurricanes are off to face the Islanders. Can you believe Justin Williams? Incredible that he's involved in that game-winning goal in double OT. Carolina, by the way, wins their first playoff series since 2009. It was the 3rd longest Game 7 in NHL history. And Williams now has 15 points in Game 7s. That is the most all time. He also has an 8-1 record in Game 7s. Here he is on that winning goal.
Jubilation, excitement, relief that it was over. I mean, it's such a indescribable feeling when you celebrate with the guys that you worked your tail off months after months after months. To see that one go in and go our way was awesome.
Season is over. You understand that. You fight through 82 games in Game 7 just for 1 goal, and it's kind of a situation when you're disappointed, you frustrating. Especially after last year.
Had a bit of a scrum lurker there over Ovi's shoulders. Looking forward to another edition of that segment on the next edition of SportsCenter with Jay and Dan. All 4 division winners were eliminated in the first round, because you know that when you drew up the second round of this year's Cup playoffs, these are the teams that you had in it for sure. By the way, 10 of the 46 games so far in the Stanley Cup playoffs have gone to overtime. Last playoffs, there were 10 overtimes total.
If you are a Utah Jazz fan, please don't be offended by what I'm about to say. But when the Jazz, who are down 3 games to none, beat the Rockets in Game 4 Monday night, I wasn't alone when I said, why? Yes, I know teams can come back from 3 games to none deficit, but that win just seemed like the series was being extended for no reason. Well, did the Jazz prove me wrong Wednesday night? No. Final minute, Jazz down 3. Rudy Gobert stripped by Harden, who's then fouled. Harden, who finished in the top 5 in steals this season, comes up with the defensive play of the game as the Rockets advance to the West semis for a third straight season. Clint Capella on potentially facing the Warriors.
That's what I want. I want to face them. And
oh man, you're gonna be all over Bleacher Report, man.
no, man.
It's cool though. It's what it is.
Been working on it all year long, so I mean, I think that if you want to be the champion, you got to be the champion.
Let's see if the Warriors could finish off the Los Angeles Clippers in their first round series. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Canadian! And then some nice ball movement by the Clips. Leads to a corner three. Then Patrick Beverley, tough guy. Pull up three. Clippers down just 4 after 1. Second quarter, Klay Thompson coming off a 32-point game in game number 4. He had 15 in the first half for Golden State here. And then the Clippers converge on Thompson, Andrew Bogut. Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Throw down. Golden State shot 51% in the first half. The Clippers shot 56% in the half, thanks in large part to two-time Sixth Man of the Year, Lou Williams, former Raptor. Sweet Lou went 8 for 11 in the first half, 18 points. Putting some nice moves on Draymond there. Clippers came in as 14-point underdogs. We're holding on to a 10-point lead.
Toronto Blue Jays management, for the first time since these new guys took over, finally did something right. Vlad Junior, the only player almost every Jays fan can name and isn't even in the majors yet, has got the call to the bigs. He will be in the lineup Friday. Baseball royalty ascending to the league where his father carved out a Hall of Fame career. This Vladdy call-up, it's massive. Give up the first hit to his dad?
Wow.
Now he's playing with his son? That's pretty cool. Vladdy, his stats at AAA, only played 8 games there, but hit over 360, 3 home runs, 8 RBI. His first homestand is going to be against the A's. Then Toronto goes on a 6-game road trip to face the Angels and the Rangers. Giants were, I think that the Jays were finishing their mini-series against the Giants. Kevin Pillar, another nice ovation. His first at bat, he went 1 for 4 with an RBI in the series opener. Top 3, Pillar.
In watching that video out on the center field
scoreboard. Flies into the Jays dugout, sending the coaching staff scattering. Did you know the former Yankee player Shelley Duncan is a coach for the Jays? I didn't. Pillar finished 1 for 3 with a double. Top 4, Giants up 1 with a man on, Evan Longoria. Comebacker, Clay Buchholz got it. Ends the inning.
Coming in hot.
Top 5, Buchholz facing Pablo Sandoval. And the Kung Fu Panda homers for the second straight day. Second of the season, 2-0 Giants. Top 7, Buster Posey. Ground ball towards short. Richard Urania. Backhand makes the jump throw. Oh, who did that look like? I know. Derek Jeter. Giants get the win in Pillar's final game in Toronto this season. The Jays had 2 hits. Still to come. After saying goodbye to 2 of their stars this offseason, the Steelers lock up the face of their franchise. The details of Big Ben's new deal are next.
You're watching SportsCenter with Jay and Dan here on TSN. A lot of bad blood between the Phillies and Mets so far this season. Bryce Harper responded to Rhys Hoskins getting thrown at on Tuesday, saying if you're going to drill somebody, hit him in the rear end, not the head. Wednesday? Yeah, Hoskins selling this one.
Oh, my.
He ran the bases 4 seconds longer than Bartolo Colon did when he hit his home run.
And a pitcher that threw one over
Phillies
your head,
win and get their
time,
revenge.
letting him know that your presence is...
Dodgers and Cubs. Cody Bellinger leads the league in average and runs and is second in home runs, trailing Christian Yelich. Top 2, Bellinger. Shot to first. Anthony Rizzo gets to it and then slides into the bag to get Bellinger. That could have been a dangerous play. Turned out to be an out. Top 6, Bellinger, man on, ball gone. 2-run shot to left center. His 12th home run in 25 games. Fastest he has ever reached that mark in his career. Dodgers up 3-0. Bottom half of the inning, Walker Buehler Bueller hangs a curve to Javi Baez. 3-run shot, the 30th home run off breaking balls for Baez in the last 3 seasons, second most in the league through that span. Trails Giancarlo Stanton. Cubs take this one.
Tigers and Red Sox, Eduardo Rodriguez on the hill for Boston. Easy. A native of Venezuela, just as Miguel Cabrera is, who's did very well at Fenway throughout his career. Got Cabrera to fly out in the first, gets him to chase here in the fourth, and hangs the strikeout pose on him. And Cabrera sees it and cracks a smile.
There you go.
And now this is great. Cabrera back up at the 6th.
Oh, yeah.
It's a mound visit for Rodriguez. Cabrera trying to get in his head. First pitch he sees. Oh, it's gone to deep center field. But it runs out of gas on the warning track. And Cabrera has a laugh with the Red Sox dugout as Rodriguez wins the battle between the two Venezuelans, holding Cabrera hitless in 3 at-bats, letting his buddy know about it. Red Sox won big in this one, 11-4.
Brewers and Cards. Eric Thames struggling to get the donut off his back. Yeah. Okay, try it. Hit it on the bricks. Yeah, there you go. Eventually figures it out. And then Tappy McDonut Basher. 5th of the season. 1-0 Brewers on what looks like a beautiful day in St. Louis. Bottom of the 4th. 2-1 for Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna's 17th career home run against the Brewers. Cards up 3-1. Cards up 5-2 in the 9th. Christian Yelich, pinch hitting. He's got the bases loaded. 2-2 pitch. Facing Jordan Hicks.
Here it comes.
Yelich chases. The Majors home run and RBI leader strikes out to end the game as the Cards sweep the 3-game series.
Ooh, a lot of fun baseball on Wednesday. And we're heading over to the Producer Tim Lounge, as we call it. This is where Producer Tim lives, sleeps, eats.
Sounds like you need some of that vitamin C, cold and
I
flu.
just have allergies. I don't know if anyone across the country is suffering from those spring allergies like me. But if you are, that's some personal hell. As the Raptors get set to take on the Sixers in the Eastern Conference semifinals, Dan, let's take a look at both squads. And by the numbers, 1, it's the number of series these two teams have played in the playoffs. In 2001, Allen Iverson and Vincent Lamar Carter went shot for shot in the second round, and it all came down to one final shot in game number 7. Mike Breen on the call, 13-0. Kawhi Leonard's record against the Sixers over his career. That's why 13-0. He's averaged just under 18 points and 8 rebounds a game, shooting just under 39% from downtown. 11 is the number of turnovers committed by Ben Simmons, the Sixers star point guard, in 3 games when guarded by Kawhi this season. Simmons scored just 17 points on 115 possessions when guarded by Leonard. And 13, that's the number of consecutive games Phillies lost at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Their last road win came all the way back on November the 10th of 2012. Including the postseason, the Raptors are 34-10 at home this season. So here is your schedule. Times to be determined for games 1 and 2 Saturday and Monday. But the East semifinals, Sixers and Raptors, it is going to be terrific.
And now, for the rest of the stories you need to know. It's time for the Jay and Dan newsroom. Look at those fresh-faced young bucks. Thatcher Demko signed a 2-year extension with the Canucks. Extension has an average annual salary of $1.05 million. Demko went 4-3-1 in 9 games last season. .913 save percentage, .281 goals against. He was the first goalie in Canucks history to win his first 2 starts.
So you got Demko backing up
Not DiPietro. He can hang out in the minors.
Yeah, that's right. And who's the Canucks starting goaltender? What? Markstrom, Jacob Markstrom. Sorry, everybody. My mind went, I've been taking a lot of Claritin. So you got Markstrom and Demko. You got your goaltender situation lined up beautifully for the next couple of years. And now Mikey DiPietro can just hang out in Utica and just learn the game.
That's right.
And that's a great situation, I think, if you're a
And no
Canucks fan.
more emergency call-ups for him.
That's right. And no more Claritin for me. The Steelers have signed quarterback Ben Roethlisberger to a 2-year extension worth a total of $68 million. Big Ben was entering the final year of a 4-year deal and will now remain in Pittsburgh through 2021 when he'll be 39 years old. The 6-time Pro Bowler set career highs with 34 TDs and over 5,100 passing yards last season. The extension comes exactly 15 years to the day since Roethlisberger was drafted by the Steelers 11th overall in 2004. And of course, the NFL draft is going Thursday night in Nashville.
Do you want some numbers on this aside from those?
Sure.
Deal includes a $37.5 million signing bonus, $30 million in injury guarantees.
So he gets more overall
and then with the injury guarantee.
than Aaron Rodgers per year. So it depends who you like. But it's hard to argue with this, you know. Who else are they going to pay? I'm just amazed. Ben Roethlisberger's been dealing with injuries throughout his career. I'm actually amazed he's going to play till the age of 39 if he does end up playing out the contract.
Marshawn Lynch, he's retired. How old's Marshawn Lynch? Oh, he's 33. That's right, the 33-year-old came out of retirement in 2017, spent 2 seasons with the Raiders. Lynch won Super Bowl 48 with the Seahawks. He's over 12,000 total yards, 93 touchdowns over 11 seasons. This time, it's for good, I'm pretty sure. He's got other interests.
It was somewhat surprising when he came back to play, and it didn't really work out that great for the Raiders. Obviously, they weren't that great. But one thing about Marshawn Lynch, when he was retired previously after he left the Seahawks, he hosted a travel show, and I got to say, I like the idea of him continuing that pursuit now.
I ain't seen no castle before.
That was built about 1160 or so.
Built when?
1160.
11:16, that sounds like what time it is right now. Hey, man, I'm a bagpiper, man.
Yeah.
Marshawn in Scotland.
Sign me up for that.
Yeah, I've watched all of those shows.
Does he still get Skittles sponsorship
Gotta
in
believe
retirement?
that's a lifetime
Lifetime
deal, right?
Skittles.
Like Beyonce got the Popeyes lifetime thing, Marshawn should get the Skittles lifetime thing.
Didn't Daniel Cormier get the Popeyes deal too?
I think he might have. What deal will you get lifetime, Dan?
Tim Hortons.
Yeah, that's the right answer. Boomsies.
The Jannies, Grayson Royals, Blake Snell. Snell-o-vision gets Billy Hamilton a rundown. The Rays catch Terrence Gore trying to run home. Eventually gets tagged out. Then it's Hamilton. Again gets caught in a rundown. And very eventful double. They got him too. It happens in Little League all the time.
Buster Posey, ground to the hole. Richard Urania.
The throw.
Yes. Very, as Dan pointed out earlier, very Derek Jeter-esque.
Alex Ovechkin now out of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Still a great toe drag and sets up Tom Wilson for the tally. Things were going oh so well for the Capitals at that point.
That's for sure, Dan. That's for sure. Hunter Pence.
Runner goes. And the ball is
So into
popped
foul
up.
territory.
Hannah.
Lands on the head of that security guard, like right on the noggin.
Oh.
That's smarts. He's okay.
At Rockies games, they have the Comfort Dental Tooth Trot. Daniel Murphy walks right into it. Almost gets hit by an incisor.
That gave him the heebie-jeebies.
So
I had a bunch of giant teeth coming at me. I would feel the same way.
So the tooth doesn't want to get brushed and has to get away from the toothpaste and the toothbrush, I take it.
I think you may be reading a bit too much into the Horizon Dental Care Tooth Trot, Dan. Brock McGinn. TSN turning point in Carolina and Washington's Game 7.
James Harden, what a oh. Ball's too slippery. Slippery ball.
So Brock McGinn, we saw him knock the puck away from the goal line, Dan, and then Justin Williams shot on net, and that is Brock McGinn redirecting this Williams shot past Braden Holtby in double overtime to send Carolina to the second round, where they will face Barry Trotz and the New York Islanders.
You know who they need in that tooth trot? A crazed dentist. Or what's
One who's
scarier?
just on like laughing gas or something?
A dentist or some braces.
The braces might be good. Like a crazed dentist with a drill? Like, yeah, I'm gonna get you. You should be in charge of the tooth trot.
Then all the the clients will come rolling into that place.
Yeah, they sure
The Comfort Dental.
Comfort Dental. I think I called them Verizon. I want to apologize to the good folks at Comfort Dental.
The Canadian Football Hall of Fame's class of 2019 was announced Wednesday. 5 players, 2 builders being inducted, headlined by running back John Cornish. 9 seasons with the Stamps, Cornish won 2 Grey Cups, was the league's most outstanding player in 2013, one of only 3 Canadians to ever win the award. Cornish was also named most outstanding Canadian 3 times. Induction ceremonies in August, and you're probably wondering, Cornish looks pretty young. He is. He's only 34.
Yeah, we both commented that he seems way too young to be going into the Canadian football.
Also going is Swervin Mervin Fernandez, who was the first BC Lion to win the Most Outstanding Player award in 85. Won 2 Grey Cups in 85 and 94, both with the Leos.
And Terry Greer, who spent 6 seasons with the Argos, and in 83 became the first receiver in pro football to record a 2,000-yard season. Also, Jim Hobson, longtime president of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, in as a builder.
Rave reviews about this week's Jane and Dan podcast as Dave Poulin joins us and goes in depth on his first game in the NHL, playing with Pelle Lindbergh. Lots of great stuff. Give it a listen. Don't listen to a murder podcast for once.
That's just you, Dan. It's the worst play of the day. Dan, it's back to the Comfort Dental Tooth Trot. At Coors Field, here comes Daniel Murphy, the veteran, and he nearly gets drilled by the tooth. I love his reaction. He's got the heebie-jeebies.
Highlight of the night, going back to D.C., Alex Ovechkin.
Stashes it through center. Ovechkin with a great move around Hamilton.
I don't know.
Ovechkin curl and drag.
I know it's a good goal, but when the other team wins the game and advances.
Yeah,
Dazzling effort.
I would have gone with the McGinn goal line for this.
Yeah. So whoever did that, you blew it.
Yeah, big time.
You blew it as our segment. We point out our errors. You messed up Jacob Slavin's name.
Yeah, I always say Slavin.
You say Slavin. I say Slavin. We both forgot who the Canucks starting goalie
I
is.
couldn't remember Jacob Markstrom's name. I am so sorry.
I almost said Dan Cloutier. During the Montreal Impact game, I guess it sounded like I was calling the New England keeper Crapper, but it's Crapper.
Cropper, because you were calling him the crop duster.
You say Crapper. I say Cropper. And I blew it after the CFL inductees tape. Producer Tim told us we had time to chat, but
I remember that. He never did.
No.
He never told us that.
Okay, he didn't. So
Zwarich, Andrew Zwarich, who compiles these you blew it things, looks like he messed up big time.
He's going to be fired.